too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, gotta get it in your head, baby. Welcome to the edge life. You're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, gotta get it in your head. Welcome to the edge life.
Yeah, it's another Edge Life day.
It's the edge life.
Hey,
You're too close to the ledge.
Come on. I did that different this time. I just want to say
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So listen, what is going on,
Welcome.
good people? My name is Philip Edge.
And I'm Carrie Edge.
And you have tuned into the Edge Life. Listen, if this is your first time tuning in, you, my friend, are in for a treat. Listen, do me a favor. Go ahead, click that like button, click that subscribe button. Make sure you are getting our notifications because our podcast is jumping.
Ring our bell.
Ring our bell. Our bell. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. Hey, babe.
Hey.
Check this out. You see that right there?
I see. And you know what?
You
I
see that
must
right there?
just say, it's not the sweatshirt.
Oh, okay. Oh,
You yourself are just fresh in a mug.
Look at you,
Hey,
girl.
and I got me some
You got your little ice cube?
Yeah.
Little ice cube action? Little
Today
ice cube?
was a good day.
Hey,
No
y'all heard
barking
it.
from the dog because she got on a bark collar. No smog. And I cooked the breakfast, and I think it was turkey sausage.
With no hog, then. With no hog.
Hey,
with no hog.
we got them all covered.
Well, listen, today we are on episode number 45. Can y'all believe that? 45 episodes of The Edge Life, and tonight is going to be an amazing night as we are talking about how to avoid the holiday overwhelm.
Yeah, man, been there.
You been
done
there?
That.
And
And I'm not wearing the shirt, but
you got
I have one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So listen, before we jump into episode 45, tell me about your week because we're past the COVID stage now.
Yeah. So it'll make guess this will be my third week post COVID going back to work. So hey, it's been a good week. I work with a nonprofit, Elevation House.
Yep.
Shameless plug. I work
Yep.
with adults that live with serious mental illness, and I help them to live a life of purpose.
Yes.
And it's tough for nonprofits in 2020, and the end of the year is all about closing out with fundraising. So that's what I'm doing.
I hear it.
That's what I'm doing, and changing lives, making a difference.
Well, come on, that's what it's always about.
That's what
being
it
able
is
to make a difference.
always about.
Right?
Yeah, because I'm just I'm in my sweet spot.
Yeah.
At Elevation House. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I have been busting my butt over the past couple of days here because we have been doing this thing called Vlogmas. And that literally means we are putting content on YouTube every single day for the month of December.
Yes,
so
you have been working hard.
I've been busting my butt.
You see how I said that hard?
Yeah, I hear you.
That was an accident.
But seriously, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you go over there, subscribe to the YouTube channel, click the like button, and also make sure you hit the ring of the bell because it's good content. We're dropping it every single day.
Yeah.
And we started doing this thing called Shorts. And Shorts it's actually pretty cool. It's 1 minute content. So if you're that person who you're super busy and you can't do nothing, hey, check out the Edge Life Shorts because on the Edge Life Shorts, we're going to give you that motivation. We're going to give you that inspiration because motivation and inspiration is what we do, right? So we're going to give you that all in 1 minute. So check out the shorts. But again, make sure you subscribe and like the Edge Life.
They're not Daisy Dukes, but they're shorts.
I don't know how to work on that one. I don't know how to do that.
I always try to give him a zinger. He doesn't know what to do with
I don't know what to do with that one.
Why he loves me.
Hey, that's how we do it though. That's how we do it. So, let's jump into this thing cuz I'm telling you the holiday overwhelm
it's the holiday season
is real though. It's this holiday overwhelm. It is so real. I know, like, we've been there. You know what I'm saying?
And I think this year, this season, these holidays, they bring a different dynamic. I mean, obviously, because so many states, cities, etc., are in varying different levels of shutdown.
Yeah.
because of the coronavirus,
Right.
because of a COVID, and rightfully so for safety. Certain things I get, have to be scaled back,
Mm-hmm.
and people have to make their own decisions about what holiday gatherings look like for them.
Right.
I know for us, what holiday gatherings look like is our families
Mm-hmm.
staying in their homes.
Mm-hmm.
And we're planning a Christmas party via Zoom.
Come on,
so
somebody.
we're
Come
gonna
on.
still have fun. We're gonna still connect, but my mom, as I've shared before, has stage 4 COPD emphysema. My dad is 65 years of age, so it's really important that we protect them and limit their exposure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
yeah.
can still have fun. It just has to be different. And so we have to change our mindset about that. So, just we wanted to share this with you because there are so many different factors that
Mm-hmm.
can really bring overwhelm, especially in 2020.
Yeah.
And everybody's biting at the bit to like get out and gather and all those sorts of things. And we just want you to just think about it maybe a little bit differently this year than
Yeah.
you have before. And, honestly, a lot of families don't have the financial resources
True.
that they had.
True.
And when we tell you about people spending,
Mm.
you want to tell them about like Trey's, maybe not his very first Christmas, because his first Christmas, he was a bit of a
Listen.
surprise. In fact, he tried to come at the Toys R Us.
We were literally at Toys R Us walking down one of the aisles. Now, mind you, we look young now, but we was young
It's
back
just the
then, right?
hairband. It's the hairband.
and literally, I'll never forget this. Walking down the aisle, I think I picked up some
We were
diapers or
checking
something.
out.
We're going up to check out, and Carrie's water broke in Toys R Us.
Now, I didn't leave a puddle in there, but
no,
I did outside.
But it was funny though, because I went outside to get everything. I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, I think my water broke. So I'll never forget. I asked you a question. I said, are you sure your water broke? And then we looked, and I was like,
I told him, I was like,
yeah,
So
we sure.
yeah, I wasn't sure exactly when I was standing in line, and I thought I peed on myself. And then I was like, yeah, this ain't peeing on myself because it's not stopping. So I'm going outside. So I left him to check out, and I told him everything was fine. But anyway, so, we had our first youngin' when we were young.
Yep.
And, we just, you want to do and you want to create what you think brings joy.
Yeah.
And we spent a lot. I guess the first, he was the only kid for 3 years.
I mean, we've spent a lot. I mean, not just on Trey, but on all of them, right? So we've slowly started to change. But Trey was a different kind of story because
the first 3 years it was just him.
I mean, when I say we went all out, I don't know the exact number that we spent on him, but y'all, I mean, we spent a house payment probably and plus on him. And the crazy thing was, remember, he's like a baby. He don't know. He don't know what's going on, but he had every wobble, every weeble, every toy, every widget, every noise playing thing, every rollover, like everything that a baby could have. I mean, he literally had that thing, and it was crazy because again, we didn't know any better at that time.
Yeah, and we really looking back, as the other kids came along, we didn't really have to buy them much of anything. I mean, he had every the little people, not the old school little people, but he had the garage, the house, the barn, so we had all this stuff. And it was didn't even look like it had ever been played with. And we donated some of the things to church.
Yeah.
And they literally were like, did you just open,
Exactly.
Yeah, we did. So we spent a lot, and throughout the years there was just this pressure to kind of keep that up. As we started adding more children, obviously that financial pressure became even increasingly more,
because we got 5 kids, y'all. We got 5 kids,
and we used credit cards at that time. We had not discovered Dave Ramsey. And so, then you're paying for widgets and gadgets and gizmos, and
for a long
they play
time
with the box more than anything, and you're paying for it 12 times over by the time you pay it off. So we started to switch our philosophy on things, especially as the children got older, because, we both became under or unemployed
Yeah.
in 1 year.
Yeah.
And that was 2011. And there was almost like a forced shift. We had found out about Dave Ramsey, and we had cut our spending back anyways.
Yep.
And, we just really believe spend cash. Don't spend something you have, because ultimately it really doesn't matter that much. And so we started changing our philosophy.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you.
Got tired
I'm
of
gonna
them
tell
not
you
liking
this.
our gifts either.
Well, speaking of not liking gifts, I will never forget
the bike.
The bike. So back in the day, a couple years back, there were these bikes that came out. But was it Orange County Customs, maybe?
Orange County Custom bicycles.
And every little
boy
wanted one of these bikes, and it looked like a motorcycle, right? Had the handlebars. I mean, it was the coolest looking bike ever. And I'll never forget, me and Carrie, we're out there, doing our thing, trying to make Trey super, super happy. I went out and I found this bike, y'all, and it was like the last one. I mean, like I was boxing people out, like, this is my bike, punk. You know what I mean? Like it was the last one, and I got the bike, and I was so excited about the bike. And I came home and I shared with Carrie, I got the bike. You know how many kids, they had a little commercial. It was the coolest thing. And come Christmas time, we rolled that bike out for Trey. We're like, yeah, Trey, we rolled that bike. And Trey just looked at the bike. He was like, what's that? And
because what Philip didn't realize is that the summer before
Trey
Christmas,
had a little.
Trey was riding his bike in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And it kind of went down in a hill.
Yeah.
And when he did, he had a little wreck.
Little
and
accident.
His jewels, his
little
man
accident
parts
yeah
got hurt. And there was no biking.
After
and
that,
I don't
it
think
was
there's
over.
ever been biking
It's
since
over.
then.
Yeah.
I don't think Trey has ever.
I don't know if Trey.
So y'all literally
got
what
on
was
a
that?
bike
In 2011.
Yeah.
We had a yard sale, Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
We had a yard sale to sell things that were usable that we didn't need.
Right.
And it was so hard to let go. We let go of that bike, y'all.
I wanted to hold on to that bike though.
No one ever rode that bike. So, we use these things as example to say there's so many other ways that you can get overwhelmed. You can get overwhelmed by the fact that, you can't get with friends and family, but mostly people get themselves overwhelmed financially. I like stats, right?
Yeah.
So in 2019, Americans spent
$730
$730 billion.
That's a lot.
So 1 in 10 moms, because moms do most of the shopping. That's the other thing. Ladies, don't let yourself get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Make your hubby that, doesn't enjoy shopping, shop with you. Shopping looks different a little bit this year. It's more online.
It's called Amazon.com.
Make lists, because you know what happens with online shopping? You forget what you got until it shows up, and then you're like, oh my God.
True indeed.
Little Johnny has 10 things and little Mary only has 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start adding them up, and y'all know this, but on average 1 in 10 moms said they spent $500
per child. Y'all.
Y'all, we have 5 plus a granddaughter.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's
He's
a lot
an
of
English
money.
major.
That's a lot. I use my hands. That's
5 times 5.
That's a lot of money.
$2,500.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, you know what I could do with $2,500?
Yes, I do.
We can buy another car with that.
Yes, I do.
But on average, the American spends between $271 and $200, somewhere in that range per child. I was looking back I still had a Christmas list in my notes.
Wow.
And things that I had subtract as I bought them.
Yeah.
Because we had a budget, y'all. And so we would subtract them, and we did 200 in 2018. So 2018 was a different financial year for us than 2020. 2020 has been interesting.
Yes,
it's been interesting for most of us. And many of you are experiencing job loss or loss of hours or some other type of financial ramifications because of COVID, maybe even some healthcare expenses, which we have experienced. Yes, all of the above. So in 2020, 62% of people said they were going to spend about the same, if not more. And then the balance, the 38%, said that they were going to spend less this year. And do you know what drives our spending?
This is the interesting one right here.
What drives our spending is believing that our child is going to be disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah.
in the gift.
You know, as we have been talking about this podcast, I think that was one of the things that really blew my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about, as parents, you know, there are so many parents out there who are literally thinking that their child is going to be disappointed. So because they don't want to disappoint little Johnny, who's 2, who has no idea what's going on,
What's
you
his
know,
level of disappointment?
right, they're going all out.
Give the kid a diaper box.
You know, it's funny though. I even as we talked about that one, I always wondered. I said, is it that that parents feel that the child will be disappointed, or in some weird way, is it the parent who will
they feel
be
disappointed that they weren't able to provide, and that's it, because that same study showed that 66% of children expect to get. Well, even in that, it wasn't all of what they wanted, but like the big things, they expected to get what they want. And so to a certain extent, hey y'all, we've done this. Hey, Gen Xers, we've set our children up for a failure, and there's almost like this entitlement spirit where they think they deserve, or they expect to get what they want.
Right.
And this was kind of one of the things that drove us to change up some of the things that we did, and to not experience the overwhelm, because we had teenagers. When kids are not quite even teenagers, tweens, when when kids become teens, or children become tweens, something happens, and everything you pick out is stupid.
This is true.
Now, my mama could pick me out a gift now, and I would love it.
Right.
Like, I would love it, squeeze it, and call it my own.
Right.
George.
Right.
But they hated, they would hate everything we picked out.
They
It's
didn't want
stupid.
anything,
We don't like those ruffles. That button's in the wrong place. Blah, blah, blah.
Those jeans are too high.
So what we did was we said, okay, cool.
Right.
We're going to buy you a couple of things, primarily stockings, because I'd shop for them on clearance throughout the year, and I squirrel them away. Stockings are my favorite thing, and that comes from my family tradition of running down the stairs at my grandparents' house and getting our stockings off the wall, and just having, hey, back in the day when we had walnuts that you had to crack.
What y'all know about them walnuts?
What y'all know about walnuts. And the pecans, or pecans, however you say them, because we're not from Georgia, but we live here and people say it different.
Right.
Which I never cracked, I have to lie. I was not a good Georgian or a good Southerner at that, because I only knew about the walnuts, an apple, and an orange. But anyway, so we do the stockings, and I find little cute things, usable things to put in there, razors, Bath and Body Works stuff when it goes on sale for $2.75. And then, one or two like small items for them to just open. Sometimes they're a little bit more sentimental, that sort of thing.
Right.
And then we decided that we would just give them the balance of the money.
Right. And we started doing, like, taking them out, and we started a new tradition, which was, we're going to have a shopping spree, do like a day after Christmas shopping spree. So they would get, all their money, the money that we gave them, and the money that they got, just,
great aunts, grandparents,
throughout. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Everybody give them.
And it was really, really cool, because we had a family bonding type outing, but B, they were able to get the things that they wanted, which was really cool.
And not just what they wanted, but one of the things that it helped too was they were making good choices and decisions, and they were getting things that they needed.
Yeah.
Or at least in their teenage mind that they needed, like, I need a pair of boots to go with this or that. And so they were making good decisions. But the other thing that they were learning to do is that they were learning about the value of the dollar, and about how it doesn't go that far.
Right.
And so that gave them a huge respect for Christmas, which allowed us to not financially get overwhelmed.
Right.
I strongly encourage you. Now, I know this season looks different, and you may not go out to malls and do all sorts of things, or you may be okay with doing that, but they can still online shop, and they can still learn the value of a dollar.
Yeah.
We have green light cards that we use with the kids. You can Google that. They're a great resource to have. It teaches them about spending and budgeting and all of that, and they can watch where they spend, and they can use them online too, and you can approve it or not approve it if you want to set up those types of things.
Right.
So, and then we would eat together because we're a family of 7, and with a granddaughter, we're a family of 8.
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't get to do that. So
often, right?
Yes.
Right.
So we would eat out together.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do this year is going to look a little different. Everybody's still going to get some spending money, and we're probably going to just order something in and spend that time together.
Right.
But we'll see how that goes.
Now, I will say this. One of the other things that having and changing and breaking that mold of a feeling as if we had to go all out did it really released the feelings of overwhelm, right? So we didn't necessarily feel overwhelmed,
no, not at all.
We didn't I didn't feel like I had to have 50,000 presents underneath the tree, all boxed, all wrapped around. Like, I didn't feel like that. I mean, honestly, like, we're to the point now, I'm sitting there looking at the Christmas tree. It ain't even up yet.
No, and there's no stress with that.
Right.
And I mean, I do believe that changing this thought, it brought learning or teaching experiences to the children, valuing our time together, even though, oh my gosh, sometimes looking for things, and then price comparing. My kids are price comparing, go from one place to the other, which I'm like, yes, that is totally me. I'm not buying it unless it's the deal.
Right.
And they know that they can get a bigger bang for their buck after the holidays are over.
Which is cool.
That's when you should really spend your money. Right. So there's just so many aspects. But the other thing that it allows me to do is literally focus on the traditions that I love. And that's where we're going with this. We've got 4 things that we want you to really focus in. So focusing on a tradition that I love, like the stocking.
Yeah.
So simple.
Yeah.
And we laugh about some of the things in there. They're going to laugh about one of the things in there. But I've done everything like whoopee cushions and,
They get all kind of things in there.
Fake dog doo-doo, just things that they can mess with each other. Because we obviously use a lot of humor. So it allowed me to focus on the traditions that I love.
Mm-hmm.
And to really build memories, because that's what matters. We've shared with you all before. We took a course on happiness.
Yeah.
And the thing that maintains people's happiness more than anything is memories.
Yeah.
Memories.
Yeah.
And so I say this. Okay, we're going to go into these 4 things, but I want to kind of end the financial piece, even though we're going to touch on it just a tad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Listen, you need to stop focusing on what's under the tree or what's not under the tree.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. You can either make memories that last over a lifetime that you'll smile about, laugh about when you grow old, and so are your children. And they'll carry them on, and they'll leave a legacy. Or you can give mementos.
Wow.
So you can either make memories or give mementos. And mementos, they get
fleeting.
broken.
That's right.
They don't have them for forever.
That's right.
They don't even probably remember half the things that they've received. Because, again, we have a consumer culture.
That's
and
right.
We've created that. So let's take it back, y'all. And let's not give mementos. Let's make memories in 2020, because we all know we never know.
That's right. So let's jump into these 4 tips that we have for you today to help you avoid the holiday overwhelm.
Yes.
And the first tip that we want to give you is all about purpose, right?
Yeah.
Like we have to take it back to, what is the purpose of the holiday season for you, right? Like what's the real what's the reason? What is it? And again, for us, we celebrate Christmas. You may celebrate a different holiday, but again, what is the purpose of the holiday for you? So I know for us, one of the things that, as we've gotten it back, we've scaled back some of the mementos, and we're doing things in which we can create memories, right?
Yeah.
Like you said. So what can we do? One of the things that we started doing when we were going out and shopping was we went to a different mall every year. So that's a memory. So literally, my children have gone to malls in Tennessee, all up and down Tennessee. They've gone to like every mall
Except
in
for
Georgia.
we did go back to the Mall of Georgia.
Well, we went back to the Mall of
We
Georgia
did.
like twice, I think, because that's
Because we wanted wings.
an amazing
I think more than
mall,
anything.
and it had good wings. But my point is this: those are memories that my children, even now when we're driving up and down the road, they're like, oh, there's a mall over there, and the only reason they know that there's a mall over there is because we experience the mall together. So I said we gotta get to the purpose and the reason for the holiday for you.
Yeah, you definitely have to stay focused on the purpose. Like, what is your real purpose with the holiday? You know, is it to spend time with family?
Yeah.
Is it to give meaningful gifts? Whatever it is, like, what is your overall overarching purpose? And then the second thing that you have to do, what your purpose will do, if you have
Yeah.
your purpose like outlined and you're
Mhm.
sure of it, it will drive your priorities.
That's right. That's right.
It will drive everything from there. So, you know, it'll help you to like set your budget.
Set your budget. Yep.
You
Yep.
know,
And can we pause on that for a second? Because if you have not set a budget, that might be part of the problem, right? So you gotta set a budget, and you have to be firm
stick
in
with
that
it.
budget. Stick to the budget. If you say you're gonna spend $5, spend $5 and don't go over. Anyways, yeah. I mean,
And some of you all glazed over the fact that I said about e-commerce and spending online.
Mm-hmm.
You need to really, truly make a list.
Right.
Make a list, write it down. If you're not shopping just on Amazon, Amazon has a nice feature
Mm-hmm.
where they do allow you to look at everything that you've spent and purchased. So monitor that, know where you're spending. And if you are going out and spending, do the same I did. I just put it in my notes, and
Yep.
I showed how much I had spent on each child. And again, it's not about equal number of presents. It's about equal value. Okay.
That's good.
Come on, somebody.
Yeah,
Some of
good.
y'all are like, oh, gotta have 10, gotta have 10. So
Yeah.
you buy junk people don't need, and you already spent their limit because you
Mhm.
think they have to have an equal number of presents. Everything
Mhm.
in life is not equal.
No juice box mentality,
Right.
by the way.
Exactly.
Yep.
So set your priorities. What
Yep.
are the things that you will, priorities are nothing but what are the things that you will not compromise in this season that
Yeah.
are driven by to help you achieve your purpose?
Yep.
These are the things that I'm going to focus on.
Yep.
Spending time with family, creating experiences for family during this holiday season. Go
Mhm.
see some Christmas lights, whatever it is. Not overwhelming yourself by being in the kitchen and cooking unless that's your thing. Like
Right.
some of you all just cook all this stuff because it's a tradition and you loathe it.
Right.
And you spend all your time on your feet. Your feet hurt. Everybody else is fat and sassy and curled up on the couch, and you're cleaning the kitchen.
Right.
Go Uber Eats. Come on, somebody.
Yeah.
You can cook a smaller meal, and people will appreciate having you around. One
Mhm.
of the things that I realized, especially when my children were little, what they wanted more than me cooking up this meal was the mommy.
They wanted you.
wanted my time. They wanted
That's right.
me. So
right.
please don't lose out on these moments.
And you just said something, because especially when we talk about time is the only thing that we can't get back. I mean, we can recover money, we can recover jobs, we can recover houses, we can recover all of that stuff, but time, you only get a certain amount and you cannot get it back. You know, tomorrow is our oldest son's 24th birthday.
Shout out, Trey.
And literally all day I've been in this place to where I'm like, where did the time go? Right? Where did the time go? Because I'm like, I can't believe it's been 24 years since, you know, the Toys R Us and the water breaking. And he's a man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, with his own child. So it's amazing. But literally you have to make sure that you know, you set those priorities.
And speaking of time, listen, you know, the most wonderful time of the year.
It's the most wonderful
It's the
time.
happiest season of all. You know, over the years, I allowed it to become, you know, less and less merry and wonderful and full of joy and all the things that it's supposed to be. People post all this, oh, you know, stay focused on the reason for the season. Meanwhile, they're killing themselves at the Target to try to get, you know, baby poops a lot or whatever it is.
They did have one of those, right?
They had something
the baby
like
pooped
that.
or peed or something like that.
Yes, it did. It was a baby alive, and it did poop
I
and
knew
pee.
it did. Yeah,
And we did have those.
yes.
But we did not have them at Christmas because they were too expensive at that time. But anyway, so you have to schedule. So you got your purpose, like the ultimate goal. What are you trying to achieve with this holiday? You have your priorities that then spread out from that. You know, few, maybe three to five tops of priorities that you're going to set for the holiday. And then from that, your priorities will drive your schedule, right?
Yes.
So if your priority is to spend time with your kids, when the bunco group, does anybody play bunco anymore? I don't even know how.
I don't even know what bunco
my mama
is.
was in a bunco group. I've
heard of bunco.
Dice and
I don't.
cards.
I know I bust some spades though.
Oh, Well, I don't think they got a spades
I
group.
can
Maybe
bust
we
some
should start
spades.
our own. We could do like a Zoom spades, or
You can't play.
cheat.
You can't play
People
Zoom
would
spades.
cheat. People would cheat. But anyway, so those priors will drive your schedule. So
Right.
when the Bunko team or the Bunko group calls and says we're having our party, but little Johnny really needs you to go to his Christmas singing,
Yeah.
you're gonna go to the Christmas singing and don't feel
Right.
like you don't let yourself become overwhelmed that you can't do everything.
Right.
You know, our daughter today, she just started working at Petland Rome.
Come on. JOBs are great.
Yes,
JOBs
all of our
are
children who are
working
old enough
age
to have a job, with the exception of Kai, all have jobs now because they wanted to. But she sold her first puppy today. Hey, commissions.
Come on, somebody.
Go girl. But anyway, she had a party.
Yeah.
And she really wanted to be a part of this new team that she's just become a part of 2 weeks. She didn't want them to think she was being funny, but she has tests and finals coming up next week.
Right.
And so instead of going to the holiday party, she looked at her priorities.
And she said, I got to get it right.
She said, here's my gift. Please take it. And I'm so sorry that I can't make it.
Right.
It's okay to say that. Like, you know, don't overwhelm your schedule with too many things that you can't do. That translates beyond the holidays. But really during the season, it is very, very busy.
Yeah. And since you said it, I'm going to go ahead and give you the most powerful word you can use for 2021. The most powerful word that you can use for 2021. I'm giving it to you now so you can practice
Please
saying
write it down.
Okay? I want you to write it down. I want you to practice it. I want you to go into the mirror and look and practice saying the most powerful word of 2021. Are you ready?
Get ready.
Here we go. The most powerful word is
no.
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 You say it. You say, no.
You say it to us.
No. Did you hear him? Did you hear him?
Are you saying no?
No.
No.
There is something powerful about being able to say no. And check this out. Saying no without no does not need an explanation.
Come on. I was going to say, you don't need an excuse.
No.
Stop throwing your husband under the bus or blaming things on the kids.
There's a period after no, and you keep it moving. So even with, as we're talking about, you know, the holiday season, you know, somebody wants you to do no, period. You know, somebody wants you to go outside of your priorities or your purpose. No, period. You don't have to explain.
You to break your schedule.
No, period.
And that's a perfect lead into the next thing. It's about having the right attitude. Okay? So you have to fix your mind, your attitude.
Right.
So the first attitude we want you to have is give yourself permission. Grace.
Come on. Grace.
To say no, for one. And then the second thing that falls under that grace is don't judge and don't compare. So we are not the Griswold household. Philip Edge is not going to take a staple gun and no lights and a ladder.
Yeah.
And go put any lights anywhere on the outside of this house.
Nah, we're not doing that.
We don't even have a plug that we could even put it in on the outside of the house. Just to be honest, we'd have to like put it through the window and then be cold, you know, just because the kids want some Christmas lights or figure out some solar lights. I don't know. But we are not the Griswolds. We are the Edges. And we do what we do. There were many a year where we were really trying to focus in on the real reason for the season. We didn't even use a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
We had our nativity that consisted of literally Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus.
That's it.
And we put out some hay and that sort of thing and put some lights around it. And it was sufficient. It did not change. Listen to me. It did not change the holiday in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
It did not steal any of the joy.
Yep.
So the second thing is, that was a great lead-in for myself.
Come on, somebody.
We got to choose joy. Joy is a choice. Listen
it's a choice.
It is a choice. Joy is a choice, just like forgiving people is a choice.
Yes.
Listen, you're not going to always feel joy, but you got to choose
You got to choose joy.
You got to choose to rejoice, okay? So that's the other attitude that you have to have is just choose joy. Choose joy. Stop being focused on what you have, what you don't have. Just choose joy. Like today, I'm going to choose joy. I'm going to operate in happiness. I'm going to focus on what my priorities are. I'm not going to compromise my schedule because my purpose is whatever it is,
Yep.
is to make this a wonderful time and a wonderful experience for my family. And so have a good attitude.
It's amazing because, I even think back to like some of the stories I've heard, like, my dad talk about or my grandfather talk about, to where, when they talked about the holiday season, it would be like they got a bag and inside the brown bag was like an orange and some pecans, and they got like, one little thing and a pair of socks, but they rejoiced.
Yeah.
And they were so happy for the little thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a huge, but it was just the little thing. And they remembered it enough to be able to talk about the brown bag and the orange and the apple, or in the pecans or walnuts or what have you. So again, I think when you say choose joy, I think that's so critical, because it's a choice that we make every single day. Stop comparing yourself against somebody else. Stop comparing yourself against what you see on television, or this perception of what society and the mainstream media and the stores
Social
who are
media.
trying to get you sucked in. Like, stop comparing yourself against all of that stuff and just say, you know what? I know what my purpose is. I know what my priorities are. I've scheduled, and I'm going to keep my schedule, and I got the right attitude. Because when you do those things, listen, you won't be overwhelmed. You won't be overwhelmed throughout the season or during this season.
Or in your life. So these translate beyond the holidays into your life.
Yeah.
And so as we're talking about that, and you're sharing memories about your, what your grandparents had shared with you about holidays and that sort of thing, I want to end our night tonight, and I want you to share. I'm going to share what my holiday memory is, my favorite holiday memory, and I want you to share your favorite holiday memory. What is it?
I already got it. You want me to go first?
Yes.
1985.
He knows the year,
1985. My dad was in the military, and we decided to drive from New York to South Carolina to visit my grandparents. My dad is notorious for telling us we may not have a whole lot of money, but we got a lot of love, right? So my siblings and I, we knew if we were going from from New York to South Carolina, we knew, hey, Santa Claus might miss us on that, on that time. He might not know where we are. So literally, we drive down to South Carolina, and we wake up Christmas morning, and my parents had surprised us, and they brought some gifts down, and one of the gifts that my parents brought down. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. Hold on, if I can get it.
You want me to get? You got it. Gotta go slow. Go slow. Yes, so this is pretty awesome.
My parents bought me this shoe.
Not that particular
Not this
shoe.
one, but this shoe. And this was the first Air Jordan that ever came out. And literally, I'm young. I think it was warm. I had some terry cloth shorts on that were red with some yellow piping, and I put these shoes on and went outside on my grandparents' little deck there. And I was like, yeah, I can jump higher. Because I got these shoes. These were the most expensive shoes that I'd ever had. And I had been asking my parents for these shoes for months because I just wanted to be like Mike. So I'll never forget that Christmas. I think they started my shoe sneaker head issue type deal.
I was gonna say thanks, Mom and Pop.
But I'll tell you, it's an experience that I'll never forget. It's a memory,
and then the memory translated into another memory with Trey.
Yeah, because again, my son and I, we were able to share this sneakerhead type thing, and I'll never forget my son. He went out and he purchased a pair of shoes for me, and it brought back that nostalgic feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, when you can have those kinds of memories, like that's a memory I'll never forget. My parents, they went all out, and I know we probably ate ramen noodles for the next couple of weeks, but I'm telling you,
probably more than that.
That was amazing. I'll never forget that.
That's awesome. So mine's not associated with any gifts. So that just goes to show you, it's about the time that you spend with family.
Yeah.
And so all of my memories are associated with just visiting. My grandparents always had a big, on my dad's side of the family, always had a big Christmas Eve
Mm-hmm.
celebration. You know, we would stay there into the wee hours of the night.
Yes, y'all did.
Sometimes even in the morning. And one of the things that my grandparents did, and we had tons of presents, but it really wasn't about the presents. But the thing that I remember most, there are two things. Number one is running down the stairs, because all the kids' stuff was downstairs because Santa had to come at a certain time. And we couldn't go downstairs because we had to wait for Santa. And then my grandfather would always know because Santa would let him know.
Yeah.
You know, that was before
of course.
pagers
Of course.
or cell phones. So I don't really know how he let him know. I guess
Osmosis.
it was telepathy. Telepathy, not osmosis.
Yeah, there it is.
And so running down the steps with all of my cousins and doing it by age. And I was like, you know, kind of smack in the middle, you know, and not trying to get trampled as you go down to get your stuff. So that was one. And then the second thing was, y'all, and I'm sorry. Maybe when I share this story, you'll understand why humor is my thing. And maybe I say some things that are off the cuff. I'm a little bit more transparent than maybe I should be. So what you see is what you get.
I feel like I know what you're going to talk about, but go ahead.
So my grandmother always did socks and underwear.
I knew where you were going.
Christmas underwear. And so my uncles, so you had to be grown to get these things.
Oh,
you know,
man.
you had to be grown. There was like a rite of passage. You became a certain age and you got a pair of Christmas socks and
a pair of Christmas drawers.
So Christmas underwear with like Santa Claus or like Rudolph with his nose in the wrong place.
Yes.
And they would put these underwear on outside of their clothes typically.
Yes.
Every now and again, there was an occasion that someone was running around in boxer shorts with like a button-down shirt because it was semi-dressy. So it was button-down shirts. So occasionally there were boxer short sightings of my uncles and my dad. And mostly it worried me about my dad. That was probably the grossest thing. But I'll never forget that. And to that, my grandmother had this thing with underwear. She gave some like sexy y'all. And to the women, to their daughters-in-law or their daughters. So they would be, you know, sexy. Christmas Eve night, I guess. But the women did not put them on.
That's good.
The men did. No, it was not good. The men got the lingerie from their wives' bags or boxes. And some of the men wore the lingerie. So these are things that I don't know that any child really should experience.
It's a scarring moment.
But it is funny as
Hilarious.
all get out.
Hilarious.
So, and I will never forget it. So it's all about memories. They weren't gifts to me.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was a gift.
I don't know what that is, but I remember.
That was like maybe gouge your eyes out. But yes, no, just so awesome. So those memories and Christmas socks for me, it's, you know, Jordan's for you. Mine is like $1 pair of socks from the Dollar Tree. They are very meaningful to me.
Absolutely.
And so I won't throw them away even if they have a hole in them, which my snowman sock has a big hole, but it's, you know, in the bridge of the foot. So that's okay.
Well, I will just say this. I hope
Don't
tonight,
get overwhelmed.
I hope tonight has been a blessing for you as we've talked about making sure you avoid that holiday overwhelm. Just to reiterate, make sure you got that purpose, your priorities, your schedule, and that right attitude. And that'll help you in all that you do. Y'all see that? Y'all see that shirt your boy got on? Fresh than a mug. My man Jason Stevens laced me with this one.
Yeah, you showed it to us. He's just wanting us to know how fresh he is. And he is cute.
I like that. Fresh than a mug.
Cute or whatever.
Yeah. Y'all need to holler at my guy Jason Stevens. Hit us up in the comments if you know, need to get you a fresh than a mug. Yes.
Or you need, you know, an intro.
That's right.
Outro.
Right. We because Jason also did the Edge Life.
He
intro,
watched the
outro.
podcast.
Yeah.
He's a very talented young gentleman. So
talented is not the word. The dude is amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, and you're amazing.
Well, you know,
and
I
you
do
all
what I can do.
are amazing.
Y'all
You're not
amazing.
gonna get overwhelmed this holiday season. You know what? We're gonna end 2020 on a positive note and go out with a positive bang.
Yeah.
And enjoy each other. So enjoy your life to the full. Enjoy this holiday season to the full.
That's all we got for y'all
That's all we
today.
got.
We'll see y'all next Sunday.
Peace.
Peace.
Edge life, you're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, gotta get it in your head, baby. Welcome to the edge life. You're too close to the ledge. We gon' push you forward a few steps ahead. It's that edge life. Oh, oh, gotta get